meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Port Clinton City Council regular meeting of June 23rd, 2026 in the Linda Hartlove Chambers at City of Port Clinton. Oh, it's been a long day. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent reflection for those protecting and serving our country.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Mr. Gilman as temporary city next city council clerk.
Is it wearing off? Sorry.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mrs. King, to appoint Mrs. Gilman as the temporary clerk for tonight's meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Beth Gilman, present. Richard Morgan.
Excused.
Avery Robinson.
Excused.
Pat Hovis.
Here.
Jerry Trolley.
Here.
Kathy King.
Here.
Carmen Daft.
Here. Thank you. Council, you previously received the June 9, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Madam President, make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Troy, seconded by Mrs. King, to approve the June 9, 2026 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. The chair notes that certification has been made regarding the compliance and rules and notifications of this meeting. We have no guest presentation. We have no public comment. We'll move on to executive officers' reports. Council, this evening there are two new ordinances on their first read, 23-26 and 24-26. Administration has asked that it be passed on its second reading. And Mr. Bila, due to it being time sensitive for grant matters, Mr. Bila will explain further during his time. Additionally, there will be a special council meeting in reference to ordinance 22-26 this Thursday, June 25th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. here in council chambers. And that is all that I have. Move on to the mayor's report.
Good evening, Madam President, members of council. I hope you all are doing well. It's a beautiful day outside, so I'll be as brief as possible. You may notice two guests in the audience that may or may not be familiar to you. The one to my far right, your far left, is Pear. She was here 2 weeks ago when we had the meeting on the west end of town, and for some reason she decided she wanted to come back, and she brought one of her co-workers, roommates, also from Thailand, Mink. So ladies, welcome.
Nice
Welcome.
to meet you.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Sorry, we worked out a thing earlier today. I want to quickly tell you about one of the former exchange visitors that surprised me the other day. Emily Insan. Emily is from Bangkok, Thailand, like these ladies. Worked for me in the Port Clinton area back in 2018. She went back home to Thailand, then did the same program in 2020 in Australia. In 2020, unfortunately, got cut short. Went back to Bangkok, got a job in the import-export business. Her company had an opening in Sarasota, Florida, so she took that opening and immigrated to Sarasota, Florida, where she fell in love with an American, ironically from Ohio, from the Cincinnati area. They got married a year or so ago, now known as Emily Gibson. She and her husband Clark surprised me the other day by showing up here in Port Clinton. They spent the last 2 days refreshing memories, meeting folks. So this program is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Bringing these kids over for this short period of time is creating those ambassadors and those lifelong memories, both directions, both for the kids and for the Americans as well. So I just wanted to point out and thank Emily and Clark for coming into Port Clinton to surprise me, and lots of other folks. Council, if you didn't know, today is Fish Ohio Day. Police Chief Dave Scott represented the city out on the lake. He did catch a giant catfish, but threw it back. Most of the folks were shut out on the lake because of choppy conditions and poor water quality. Dave, Mr. Sass, and I did have an opportunity to attend the luncheon out at the Welcome Center with a couple hundred other folks from ODNR and state executives and folks in the fishing industry, lots of charter captains. It's a great thing that's been going on since the 1980s during Governor Rhodes' administration, and hopefully it will continue under the new administration, whichever that may be. The splash pad construction is still continuing down at Waterworks Park. Again, the substantial completion date is set for July 15th. That doesn't necessarily mean the kids will be splashing on the 16th. What that means is construction is supposed to be substantially completed by that time. There'll still be some inspections and other things that will have to happen before we have the official ribbon cutting on that. So the 15th is the construction date, and we'll go from there. I want to thank the Beacon and Sherry Trusty for doing a wonderful article. Mr. Belo, Mr. Sass, myself, Doug Nusser sat down with Sherry Trusty last week, tried to do a comprehensive discussion on the FLIP program. Speaking of the FLIP program, you may recall at the last meeting, Bennett from Kleinfelder was there, and we talked about a mailer and so forth. Mr. Sass is working with Bennett on a final version of what will be mailed out. We're looking at a postcard, a 6x11 postcard. We think we can get all the we know we can get all the information necessary on that postcard. We had talked about that cost being about $2,500 a few years ago when we originally talked about this. It's like everything else. It's going to be about $4,200. Kleinfelder has agreed to pick up the cost to do that for us. So look for that in the next couple of weeks. Finally tonight, with our safety service director, that search, we had a meeting with all of the supervisors and candidates here in this room a couple days ago, so the supervisors could meet who we're talking about. I got some feedback from those folks. We're doing some final reference and background checks on the folks, and I hope to have an offer out to someone by the end of this week, so hopefully very, very soon we will have a new permanent safety service director. And it is with incredible sadness. It truly is. Jim obviously stepped into this role back in October when we were all of the impression that Tracy was just going to be gone for a few months and he'd be back and being Tracy and doing what he does for our community. And then, of course, Tracy had to go and pass away on us. And Jim stepped in and said, yeah, I'll stick around for a while. And you know, his life changes, you know, as everyone's does. Last week, Jim presented me with his intent to vacate the post. Next Thursday will be Jim's last day, and I know Woody Hayes, and you'll respect this because you're a big Buckeye fan like I am. Woody said you can never pay back, you can only pay forward, and I hope you will still throw out the first pitch for PC Day at Fifth Third Field. You know,
It's your game, I guess.
there you go. And thank you is not enough. I mean, you. Like me, even though we come from different sides of the political aisle, we still both bleed red and white. We're Port Clinton through and through, and I can't thank you enough for what you do, and you know, thank you. And with that, you know, in our family we always celebrate with cake. Ladies, would you mind coming on in? we have a thank you cake.
Where's the fork?
Well, they're all here. We've got the plates and the forks and everyone in the room except me. I haven't signed it yet, but we have a little card to say thank you and appreciate what you're doing. Oh, and thank you, Jim from Thailand.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, Madam President, that concludes my report. If you don't mind, while others are talking, I'll be passing out cake. If that's okay. Ladies, thank you. I'll get you some cake here in a second.
Mayor, do you have any, estimate for when the splash pad will open then?
I don't. It's just going to depend on inspections and construction and weather.
The May plant is not there then?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I will leave Jim alone tonight. Did we get the approval letter from the railroad yet?
Actually, he had a meeting this morning with the folks. You want
Yeah,
to?
we had a conversation with Kleinfelder this morning, and it's getting closer. It's to the point now that, yeah, we're gonna have to ante up some fees. I mean, I think it's total maybe $4,000. There's a fee for the water, sewer, and the storm.
And that's for permission to go underneath.
That's just for permission. We're getting to that point where we're ready to do it. I'm ready to get the point to sign off, so yeah.
Getting closer, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
We are. It's going in the right direction.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. We want to the auditor's report, Mr. Velo.
Thank you, Madam President. Council, good to be with you. On the agenda tonight, ordinance 1926 appropriates a further $325,000 for 2026, including intra-fund transfers to the general fund and onto the fire fund. We discussed previously that $225,000 of that $325,000 total is a further transfer to the fire fund to cover supply and equipment needs and other necessary expenses through the end of the fiscal year. The other $100,000 pertains to the Federal Highway Administration Pathway Grant. We now have the fully executed grant agreement. There's a kickoff meeting scheduled June 29th. I met with the Finance Committee on June 15th when we took up the ordinance and recommended approval tonight. Please pass ordinance 19 tonight. Any comments or questions? I have more of it. Okay. Also on the agenda, ordinance 2226 pertains to the further note issuance following last year's issuance of $1 million for the original purchase of the property located at 201 Madison Street, the new City Hall, plus renovation costs. Ordinance 22 effectively rolls over that principal amount and charges to finance the total amount until we have a solid renovation plan with professional cost estimates. The original note matured July 22nd. Pricing is scheduled July 8th and closing on July 20th to meet that July 22nd payoff date. I met with Finance Committee on June 15th when I took up the ordinance and recommended approval. So please pass ordinance 22 at the special meeting on June 25th. Ordinances 23 and 24 are further follow-up items to resolution 26-4 passed at the second meeting in May. To resume grant activities under the forestry grant. Ordinance 23 is to issue RFP and execute a contract for tree maintenance for a sum not to exceed $54,000, fully funded by grant funds so that no cost shall be borne by the city. Ordinance 24 is the same for tree planting, not to exceed $90,000, which shall be fully funded with the forestry grant so that no cost shall be borne by the city. Ordinance 21, also on the agenda, is the downtown tree canopy ordinance we talked about at $500,000. The city aims to issue RFPs for all three July 15th, immediately following passage at the next council meeting on July 14th. Mrs. Sardi mentioned the time-sensitive nature. There are grant progress milestones that we have to abide by, so this allows us to meet those milestones and not put any further dollars at risk, potentially being clawed back. We just have to demonstrate when we move forward. So please pass ordinance 21, 23, and 24 at the next council meeting on July 14th. On the fiscal year 25 audit, council, I notified you this morning about waiving the exit conference with the auditor of state audit managers. I believe you also received email correspondence from those individuals today. Exit conferences are totally optional. The city is completing the waiver. The mayor just signed it. And we look forward to discussing the audit report with council and committees when it's released from the state. Mr. Sass, thanks for stepping in, managing the city's affairs for the past 7 months. Agreeing to help when asked is a true sign of a public servant, not a politician, but a public servant. So if we were in grad school and this is your capstone course or capstone project on local, city, county government management, I would issue the grade of an A. So I wish you...
Oh, I never got one of those before.
And I wish you, Molly, Scott, and Laura the best, the very, very best going forward.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Does anyone on council have any questions for Mr. Velo?
I have just a question about 22, 26. Like, so that's like the permanent financing for that?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
So is that just another year that we're financing it for again?
A year up to 3 years, it all depends on the potential key bank exit early and whatnot. So there's flexibility that allows the city to roll it into a long-term bond or pay it off outright at any time in there. So it allows flexibility so that the project can be done in a cost-effective manner.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
And additionally, I did not say this, but ordinance 23, 26, and 24, 26 will be assigned to safety services and public works district. Okay,
Thank you, Madam President.
thank you. We'll move on to the safety service director, Mr. Salles.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. It's come to my attention, I guess I hadn't followed up to notice it, but there was a resident came into the front of the building, and evidently there's a group that have pulled the flags out on 3rd Street where they're putting in for the trees, for the grant. They're removing them, indicating that they don't want trees planted. That's something that's gonna have to be dealt with. I don't know how much input, obviously the property owner doesn't actually own the tree lawn, but if they don't want a tree planted, I don't know how that's gonna be dealt with as far, but it sounds like they actually pulled the flags or stakes or
They-
out.
I don't mean to interrupt.
No, please.
I drove by because Larry Holman and I talked about that this morning, and 3 of them were pulled, 2 were laid on the ground, 1 disappeared. Larry was gonna go back through and replace them. We need the trees put in.
Well, I don't know what the legalities are. That's just something that's gonna have to be dealt with at some point, but I was kind of taken back that somebody wouldn't want a free tree plan for them in there.
Exactly.
I mean, do we know that they didn't want a tree, or they just like pulled it out when
No,
they were going their lawn?
we've had people
Oh,
tell us
okay.
they don't want trees.
Okay.
So,
So, but I mean, that was kind of interesting, so. I did have contact from a resident, reference on replacing the water meters and the pits, and we're gonna discuss that further as far as there's a process where we're upgrading the meters from the old meters that have been around since maybe the late 80s, early 90s, long in there, to a newer meter that's it's easier to remotely read it. And the pit that the meter fits into, the current pits are not big enough, so we're requesting the residents to upgrade those meter pits so the new, and replace it with a newer meter. And there's some resistance to that, so that's to be dealt with, and possibly modify the water bylaws. Not real sure what direction we'll go on that. We did have a conversation with a developer that's looking at doing a project out on Lakeshore Drive, which actually is, there's really 3 possible developments going to be going in on Lakeshore Drive. At this point, that's as much as I can say about it. The concession stand is getting ready to be opened up. Brown's Dairy Dock down in Marblehead is going to open it up. We made some adjustments to the sign requirements. I don't envision an issue, but maybe that's why I'm getting out of here. But I think as far as for them, we worked with them, and they've been great to work with, and I think it'll be a huge addition to the city park area as far as having them going, getting a dairy docker there rather than running all the way down to Marblehead. So.
Mr. Sass, can I ask one
Sure.
critical question?
Yes.
Will they be able to issue and sell soft serve orange vanilla twist?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Dairy Docker.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know in the past there've been some restriction where it can only be prepackaged ice cream goodies and novelties. Not the
No,
case there.
they're good. They're good.
To tell you how sincere or how these folks are, they're willing to, he's gonna put his own water, the ice cream machine is water cooled. He's willing to, and there's not a water meter on the concession stand. So he's willing to put his own water meter on that machine and monitor the water usage. I said, well, yeah, and that was purely voluntary. He brought the meter up here and showed me what he's wanting to do. He doesn't know for sure how much he's gonna use, but he shuts it off from Sunday to Thursday. So yeah, he'll have the Dairy Docker, the orange and white twist ice cream. That's a huge plus for there. And like I said, as Mike said, my last day will be next Thursday. It's been a pleasure. It's been interesting. I would never have guessed a 10 months ago that I'd be holding this position, but I appreciate the opportunity to do it. And hopefully, always a measure, hopefully you can leave things a little bit better than when you got there, and I don't know if that's the case or not, but I just assure you that I gave it the best I had, and will continue between now and next Thursday. So I appreciate Mike, offering, giving me the opportunity, and you folks having your trust in me. So that means a lot. So that's all I really have. Any questions for me?
Yeah, why is there a thumbprint in my process?
It's good.
You just made it sweeter.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sass, we appreciate everything
Oh, you're welcome.
with your knowledge and that you bring with you, and your years of experience. It's very nice that you stepped up to help the city of Port Clinton, so. Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Mrs. Hovis, Finance.
We met on, what day was it, on the 15th, to discuss ordinances 1926 and 2226. And we made a motion to pass ordinance 1926 on its third read tonight. And we may also made a motion to pass 2226 on its second read, which won't be tonight, but we'll be passing it
At the special meeting.
so. And I want to thank Jim for stepping up, doing that. I've known Jim for a couple of years, since 1970. And I really appreciate everything you've done.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Troy, Safety Services and Public Works.
Well, we've had three meetings in succession, 3 weeks in a row, discussing fire department finances, and bottom line is we've really, I can't say bottom line yet. If something isn't done for the sport department in 5 years, we could be in a world of hurt. But we're working on it, and we have another meeting scheduled next Monday at 5 at the fire station, Monday, and we'll be discussing that and the two ordinances assigned to my committee. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Economic and Community Development, Mrs. Gilman.
Thank you, Madam President. We will have a meeting after the July 28th council meeting to accommodate Richard and Avery's schedules to continue some short-term rental work.
Mr. Trolley, I think the meeting was at 6, right? You just said 5?
Oh, I said 5:35, didn't I? Yeah, it's 6.
6, okay.
I apologize.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that was on the record.
Yep.
Okay.
At the firehouse.
And Ms. Chafee is on vacation, so you email her so she can get the posting.
Yep, I sure will.
So she gets back. Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Under correspondence, we have the amended certificate of estimate resources from the Ottawa County Budget Commission provided by Mr. Bulow, the auditor. Does council wish to take any action as to the correspondence?
Madam President,
Mr.
I
Troy.
make a motion that we approve the amended official certificate.
Okay, do I have a second? Thank you, Mrs. King. We have a motion by Mr. Troy to approve the amended certificate of the estimated resources from the Ottawa County Budget Commission provided by Mr. Lowe. Second by Mrs. King. So the same motion by Mr. Troy. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Carmen Daff.
Yes.
Beth Gilman. Yes.
Motion carries by a vote of 5-0. Does council wish to take any further action as to the correspondence?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Madam President, I make
Yes.
a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. I have a motion by Mr. Trolley to approve the correspondence as stated, seconded by Mrs. King. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Correspondence is hereby approved. We'll move on to readings of ordinances and resolutions. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 18-26.
Ordinance 18-26. An ordinance to approve March 2026 replacement pages to the Port Clinton codified ordinances and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 18-26?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley?
make a motion that we adopt ordinance 18-26. But first, we need to approve the emergency clause.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
I wasn't done.
Okay, do I have a second to
I'll second.
retain the emergency clause? Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Ms. Hovis, to retain the emergency clause as to ordinance 18-26. The clerk, please call the roll.
Beth Gilman, yes. Carmen Daft,
Yes.
Pat Hovis,
Yes.
Jerry Trolley,
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried by a vote of 5-0. Does council wish to take any further action as to ordinance 18-26?
Madam President,
Mr.
make
Trolley.
a motion to adopt ordinance 18-26.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Hovis. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mrs. Hovis, to adopt ordinance 18-26. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Kathy King.
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Carmen Daft.
Yes.
Beth Gilman, yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 5-0. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 19-26?
Ordinance 19-26, ordinance amending ordinance number 1026 of the city of Portland.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 19-26?
Madam President, make a motion to adopt ordinance 19-26.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Hill. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mrs. Hovis, to adopt ordinance 19-26. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Carmen Daft,
Yes.
Beth Gilman, yes. Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 5-0. Ordinance 19-26 is hereby adopted. Will the clerk, we'll move on to second readings. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 21-26?
Ordinance 21-26, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to advertise for proposals and enter into a contract for downtown streetscape tree canopy improvement services, fully funded through the City of Port Clinton Urban and Community Forestry Inflation Reduction Act grant award, with no cost to be borne by the city, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 21-26? Seeing none, ordinance 21-26 will be moved to its third reading at the next regular scheduled council meeting on July 14, 2026. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 22-26?
Ordinance 22-26, an ordinance providing for the issuance and sale of notes in one or more series in the maximum aggregate principal amount of $1,080,000 in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of paying costs of acquiring, reconstructing, renovating, constructing, equipping, furnishing, and otherwise improving certain facilities for use as a city hall and other city purposes, together with all necessary appurtenances thereto, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 22-26? Seeing none, ordinance 22-26 will be moved to its third reading at the special council meeting scheduled for June 25th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. We'll move on to first readings. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 23-26?
Ordinance 23-26, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to advertise for proposals and enter into a contract for tree maintenance services fully funded through the City of Port Clinton Urban and Community Forestry Inflation Reduction Act grant award, with no cost to be borne by the city, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 23-26? Seeing none, ordinance 23-26 will be moved to its second reading at the next regular scheduled council meeting on July 14, 2026. Would the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 24-26?
Ordinance 24-26, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to advertise for proposals and enter into a contract for tree planting services fully funded through the City of Port Clinton Urban and Community Forestry Inflation Reduction Act grant award, with no cost to be borne by the city, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 24-26? Seeing none, ordinance 24-26 will move to its second reading at the next regular scheduled council meeting on July 14, 2026. Move on to business from the floor. Mr. Trolley.
Yes, Madam President. First off, Jim, thank you very much for everything you've done. It's been a pleasure working with you. Now we get back to coffees.
Well, it was, and I didn't mention, it was very unfortunate circumstances that this whole thing came about, and that's just the downside to the whole thing. But thank you, I appreciate that.
Welcome. Mr. Mayor, what does the administration feel about planting the trees where we want to? What
In
kinds-
the streetscapes downtown, is that what you're talking about?
No, the Third Street,
Oh,
where the
Third Street.
stakes are being pulled.
I guess if the residents don't want them, I don't know how we can force them to do it. I know in the past that there have been trees planted in certain areas of town and the residents have pulled them out.
Right.
That just seems to be a waste, that seems to just be a waste of money.
Yeah, the
I-
other thing is, if you plant them, you're gonna have to depend on them to water them, I would think.
No, we take care of that. We
Take
get
care of
bags for them and we fill the bags.
You know, trees obviously have tremendous benefit to streetscape,
Exactly.
property values, beautification, energy efficiency. But if the property owner doesn't want it,
Okay.
Mr. Shirley, can the, you know, you and Larry talk to the owners just to make sure that that's what the
Yeah,
problem is?
I wanted to mention, driving up here, I saw one of the posts, there's a letter. I was gonna stop on the way home and see what the letter says on it.
Tack to the post, of the
Yeah,
stake?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure there are other property owners that would love to have a boulevard tree.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure, I'm sure.
You can put one in for
We had a beautiful sycamore taken down on Third for that water line, but we're gonna put another one up, and that lady had been after the tree commission for over a year to have it removed. It was that beautiful big white sycamore, just gorgeous, and her house sits way back, but she wanted that tree down. Of course, we never agreed to do it, but I'm sure she doesn't want any, but, okay, we'll work with them. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tillis.
Oh, again, thank you, Joe. And that's all that was.
Thank you, Mrs. Dack. Thank you, Mrs. King.
Yeah, I wanted to thank Jim too. Like, I feel like I've learned a lot. Like, I think you've been wonderful at our meetings, and like, you know, I appreciate like the openness and you know and the honesty that you've told about all this. And it was nice working with you. And I hope that you and Molly come back to the Easter egg hunt next year.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a ball. That was the first, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilman.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to echo some of the things that have been said about Mr. Sass, and I appreciate you stepping up when the mayor put out the ask of you to do this. It's not an easy undertaking, and you have many, many talents, which I won't go into here. You've helped me with some stuff in personal outside of council, some great stories to be told, but thank you for always being professional and for your experience and offering that to the city in a time we needed it. So thank you very much.
You're
And we
welcome.
get cake on your behalf, so
Yeah.
There, you can't go wrong there, yeah, that's a perk,
thank,
yeah.
thank you for that.
Well,
Nothing else, Madam President.
Okay. Seeing no further business, I want to
Do you have
entertain a
anything
motion
to
to
say?
adjourn.
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second. But it should be.
Thank you. Mrs. King. I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, second by Mrs. King to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. We're adjourned.